What's up, Andrew? How you doing? We're just fighting the rival right now. What's up, Chad? How you doing? I'm good. Just ready to beat this Elite Four. If we're good on time, I could just finish out this challenge today. Get started on the video tomorrow, maybe. We'll put Gyarados back. Gyarados has only been an HM slave. I haven't breached the rules or anything. So I'm wondering who... This is Earthquake. Now I'm wondering who gets it. First of all, I don't even know if Macho can learn it. I think it can. Alright, so Rocky... why was it rage-inducing? Okay, so Rocky and Muscle can learn it. It's kind of a big decision. Okay, so 107 attack. The advantage to Rocky, whatever this is that it gets... Oh, wow. Yeah, I mean, this is just... I mean, Stab doesn't even... It's gotta go to Muscle. Probably get rid of Thief. Thief is a dark type attack, and that's like the only dark type attack I have, but it's so weak that like it doesn't even matter. Okay, so I'll look up the Elite Four for Crystal. So first up is Will, Psychics. The most difficult Pokemon is going to be Executor, because I don't have... Now I don't have a Dark type attack. I do have Doris, who can... use Drill Peck. What's up, SGT? No, this is not all I'm going to get. The remaining trade Pokemon are Xatu, Magneton, and Aerodactyl. So that's 7. So I've decided I'm not going to use Magneton because we already have Electrode, but I'm still going to do the trade to show it on the video. Explain that I'm not going to use it though. You know, you only have 6 spots. And I'll use the other 3, or the other 2. So we'll do Xatu and Aerodactyl. Alright, well, I guess let's get started. I'm gonna buy items with whatever I got. We'll do 25 revives. I still sell stuff too. I haven't sold like anything all game. Xatu's hella underrated, one of my top favorites. It'll be nice to have something with Psychic. Have you guys ever used battle move like X speed and stuff ever in your life? I think I literally have never used them in my life. Alright. So let's lead with Volti. I also think I have a PP up if I haven't already used it. Maybe I already used it. I did already use it. I've tried X speed and such. I hate wasting a move. Never. They literally Pokédollars for me and that's it. Yeah. Yeah, damage only move. Well, 11-year-old logic still works in the I will admit, like, I want to go back and do more competitive things, like do the battle towers and battle frontiers as videos and stuff, and then you actually use those other excuse me, non-damaging moves. I want to learn that side of the game that I've always kind of like not needed to use. Okay, good start. Critical hit. So Jinx. So this is risky, but so Jinx, Ice and Psychic. The risk is I don't know if Jinx outspeeds me, because if it doesn't, I can do muscle. Jinx is weak to rock, dark, and steel. It's not even weak to ground. Okay. So I guess I could do Onyx. I mean, it's not going to hit for a lot, but... Wow. Wow, Jinx might just fucking solo the team.
What are you talking about, Brock?
Oh my god!
Just turn around. Misty, please. Only one of us can hallucinate at a time.
Doris is the champ. Slow bro. Okay, so Volti. Executor. So we'll just do another drill peck. Okay. Oh my god. So they're gonna naturally use... They're gonna use one of the potions here. So if they're gonna use one, maybe I can use one. And I could go for Doris again. Yeah. What's up, Soul? So, if I'm gonna revive one, it's probably gonna be Doris.
Hey, Misty! The boat's beautiful. Who's it belong to? I don't know. Brock's the one who borrowed it. Guess he has some pretty rich friends.
How you doing, Soul? Wow, they went for a psychic. Okay. Alright, he just needs to land this thunder. Nope. Confuse Ray. Okay. I could swap to Doris. Eat this psychic. Yes, dude. So who's next? Koga. So most of this fight should be... Fortress might be tricky. Fortress's only weakness is fire. Interesting. So Ariados, Venomoth, Doris can take out. Muck be taken out by Muscles, Earthquake. Crobat should be fine to deal with either Volti or Rocky. All right, Doris. Fortress, yeah, so this is gonna be tricky. I don't really know what to do here. What does it know? What does Fortress know? Protect, swift explosion, and spikes. I think I'm gonna send out muscle. Try to do earthquakes. Oh, that's a strength. Great. Wow, that did nothing. We need his earthquake. Fortress is weak to psychic, ground, and fire. From what I'm looking at, it's only weak to fire. I meant to do drill pick there. Okay, good. Doesn't matter. Why would Fortress be weak to Psychic? Even if, like, we're just... Like, even if we're just going on, like... Matchups are hard. Full restore, damn. Fucking come on, Volty. So Bruno's up next. This should be just like the Doris show. You thought Bug was weak to Psychic. And I thought with the Steel subtype it would be weak to Ground as well. Bug is strong against Psychic. What's up, Curse? How you doing? Welcome back. Onyx. All right, we'll do Muscle. And I'm just gonna go for Cross Chop. Ooh. Playing more Crystal Clear, really nice. What emulator? Can it just be running like Visual Boy? Might throw it on my Steam Deck. Oh, oh my God! It lived. Should run on anything. Why do you like BGB? I'm not sure what that is. Like, why do you like it over other ones? Okay, so Karen is up next with Dark types. For the most part, I mean, this is it's gonna have to be a team effort because I'm not gonna use a full restore on Volty. He's already so like kind of flimsy that, I mean, usually any hit from anything will kill him anyway, so I don't really care. It doesn't really matter what his health is at so much. Is a much more accurate emulator. Is it newer? Okay, so wow, it lived? Oh my god, you're not. It's gonna do this shit. Alright, Doris. $2001? Wow. Gengar. Okay. Now I have Muscle who has Earthquake, but I need to go first. Curse. Okay, this should be good.
No, my name is really Tom Ado. Well, my name is Anchovy.
And my name is Caesar Salad.
Should be Volty here. Houndoom. I think I'm gonna go. So I could go for Cross Chop, which is super effective, just like Earthquake, but it does. Well, hold on. Cross Chop. Hold on. So I get a little bit of stab boost with Cross Chop. It's like, do I think I'll need that extra pinch? I don't know. So I'm gonna go for Earthquake. I'm not gonna survive that. Yeah. Well, that was a cool conversation. Mud Slap. Okay, cool. Oh, so, what if I do Explosion? Do I think it'll take it out? Screw it. Dude, my tactics. Nobody can argue with my tactics. I have no clue how we're gonna beat Lance. Like, I have no strategy for Lance. And then I have a few one elixir. I have a few ethers. I'll do ether on Volti's Thunder, and then Doris's Drill Peck. Okay. Other than that, I'm not really sure how we're gonna navigate this. I think he leads with the Gyarados. Leads with Gyarados. So I could do Volti on Gyarados. Every single Pokemon on his team has flying. Volti's Thunder will be neutral damage against Dragonites, but that's just not gonna... That's not that great. MGBA. VBA and derivatives are hacky. You're unlikely to run into issues playing vanilla Pokemon, but BGB and MGBA are superior alternatives for GBC. I wonder what I have on the Steam Deck. I'm using Visual Boy right now. I don't know what I have on the Steam Deck, though. Alright. Okay, so all right, here we go. Champion fight. So we're leading with Volti, who should take out Gyarados pretty handily as long as it lands. Okay, so far so good. Dragonite. Okay, so it's weak to rock. Okay, I'm gonna try Rocky. I do have rock throw. It's not gonna hit for that much. I can't believe Twister. Are you fuck? Oh my God. What's up, little Yugi? You watched my Crystal review last night, and now you're on again? Thanks. What'd you think upon watching it over again? Thunder Wave, that's not good. Oh my god, I did nothing. I might have lost. It's not good. Alright, we'll do... I think... It's just gotta be... Revive, not a full... Yeah, Doris is dead. No, Doris is not dead. We'll go for Rocky. Dude, land your thunder. Land of thunder! Thank you, little Yugi. Appreciate it, man. Okay, so Dragonite. Well, this one I'm gonna... I think we just do it, right? We just let it... They're probably going for a restore. Yep. The only thing left he has is Charizard. I think I'm gonna do Max Revive on Rocky. And then Doris. What's up, Eon? Okay. We did it. How would I have gotten Steelix? You could say the same thing about Machamp. I just didn't want to do the hassle of creating with myself on an emulator and figuring out how to do that. And yep, post game. Let me look real quick. So Pewter City is where we get Xatu for a Haunter. I'm not sure which one of these comes soonest, though. So the next Pokemon we got coming up for trade are Paul for a Xatu, Magneton for a Dugtrio, and then an Aerodactyl for Chansey. Yes, I'm aiming to beat red, yeah. You can't get into the cave until you get Snorlax out of the way, though. Why is Elm's Lab so small? Sorry, brethren. Had to take you out. It's crazy, the levels on this boat. Like, they're very low level. The song rules. What? It's an N64 playlist, but I haven't heard this song. Glover, Atlas Realm Lobby. I used to see the Glover like box art everywhere, but I never played Glover growing up. All right, we're in Kanto. Glover is scary. Kind of creeped me out too. Actually, Muscle's probably better for this fight. He has Earthquake. Troll. Definitely meant to do Earthquake. Just moving too fast. They're stealing my strategies. You can't get to... Have you played Gen 2 postgame? Look. It's blocked by a Snorlax. You can't get to that area until you get the radio upgrade. And then you do the lullaby. That part of the map is non-accessible. Yes, I do, Curse. It is Heracross. What about you? What a coincidence, I'm actually looking for a Heracross right now. Espeon, okay, that's a good one. You gotta love when they set up double team and you still hit them. There's a weird kind of satisfaction about that. Okay, one badge down. Now that I said radio card, I don't think I ever got the upgrade in Goldenrod. I might be misremembering that myself. I don't know if you need to go all the way back and get it. It's been 3 years while it hasn't been built. Something we can catch for later, though. We can catch, we can go catch a Haunter. I forgot, do you... In Crystal, do you bot? My daughter likes the Mimic. Never mind. So I can go fight Erica. I didn't mean to do that. So, a fair run. Are you skipping battles to save some time? I'm skipping some, you know, remember that these are traded Pokemon, so they're like, you know, they're gaining XP at a crazy rate, you know. People talk about, you know, Kanto being under-leveled, but when you do all in-game trades, all your Pokemon are boosted, so it's like, by the time you get to Kanto, like, look, my Pokemon are already, like, almost 50. I'm not used to that. Usually I'm used to my Pokemon being, like, 40, 42, like, low 40, you know? So, it kind of was Opharon, but, like, that subsides pretty quickly, because once you get, like, I'd say... What, it's like the 4th or 5th badge? You have obedience up to level 50. Look, I'm not even at level 50 yet, and that was like the 4th or 5th badge. So by the time you get the 4th or 5th badge, you don't need to worry about that. but that still is going to be like a funny part of the video because that did come up, you know. Rocky gained so much XP that it absolutely came up pretty quickly, and he wasn't listening to me. Yeah, so that one I can go do pretty quickly. That's actually a good point. We can go do that now, but let me go get this Haunter. I thought it said Rocky Cave, but now I'm kind of questioning if there's one in here. Rock Tunnel and Route 8. Is this the Rock Tunnel? Does it say? If I walk inside of it. Yeah, okay. No worries. By the way, I'm using Master Ball on Chansey because they have a chance to flee, and everything else I have to catch is like super easy to catch. I'm not going to use the Master Ball for anything else, so... Best bet is getting it guess. Well, I only agree if, like, what's the encounter rate for Haunter in the Rock Tunnel? I only have 10 Pokeballs, too. Alright. Probably should check the stuff before I go and do it. $10%? I'm not... What? How's that faster? How is it faster to go and train a... Go back to... Come on now. Come on now, people. It gets lower at night? Hold on. Soul, you're not a reliable narrator today. I can't trust it. I'll have to do it myself. Rock Tunnel first floor at night. At night. So is it only available at night? Because here's what we can do. Check this out. You guys want to see something cool? It is now... It is now 8 p.m., people. Magic. Guys, didn't this stream go by quick? There we go. Look at that. Sick. Alright. So that's ready. It's 9 p.m. where you are, so you're Europe. I know I've seen you before. Are you this... You from Scotland? Finland! Ah. Damn it. It's the same thing, right? Okay. So now I'm going to... We're going to Fuchsia City. We're going to Fuchsia City! Oh, Farron, I have a question. Do Finns see themselves as Scandinavian? What's up, Crit? It's going good. We are in Kanto. I thought I was Scandinavian until 10 years ago. Okay. I hear different things. Like, sometimes when I see, like, if there's a news piece on Scandinavia, or history is referring to it, they'll include Finland. But other times they don't. And then other times I've heard Finns are like, we're not Scandinavian. I'm like, So I don't know. Oh, banger. At what gym were you able to overcome the level cap issue that you had previously with Onyx? I would say, I think it's either the... Well, the first one, like the first gym doesn't help you at all. So after you get above level, what, 20 or something like that, it starts to affect you. To answer your question, the second gym, Bugsy, I think raises the cap to 30 or something like that. From pretty much there, it didn't matter, because by the time I got to level 30, I had gotten the fourth gym badge, which raised it to 50. Now, I don't have a single Pokemon at level 50. So I've beaten Johto, not a single Pokemon level 50. So really, that part of the challenge is, like, that's dealt with probably, honestly, around the second badge. Now, I got to exactly level 30 during the fight with Morty, so if I would have gained one more level, that would have been an issue again. Yeah, O'Farron. You can see what they're saying on the screen, though. You thought you ignored people by accident, huh? You can see what they're saying up there, though. It's just, so Twitch wants to lean into multi-streaming, but they're being really, like, they're like, yeah, but, like, they can't be in our chat, too. It's weird. I feel like if you are okay with multi-streaming, you should just go all the way. I'm good at giving Final Fantasy facts. Pokemon is hit or miss. Yeah, I'm gonna need you for Final Fantasy. Oh my god, I never got the bike. Okay, so we have to restore the power. So we can't get. This is my fault, but we can't get Chansey for a bit because I need to be able to go back to Kanto. I just never needed the bike. Oh, Andrew, that's a good point. Maybe I get it then. Okay. Delivering quality clip content, yeah. It's not worth worrying about the smaller streamers or folks who stream as it is. BTS thing like to do. But if you start streaming seriously, you'll probably have to cut non-Twitch chat feeds from the stream. I don't know anything about that. I don't think I'll ever be like a big streamer or anything like that, though. I don't think I'm like nearly as consistent enough. These challenge run things are really fun to stream. Like there's certain things are just more entertaining when you stream them. This being one of them. But like a lot of the other, I'd say like 80% of the videos I make, I kind of don't want to stream. I like to like really be engrossed in the game. I think it helps me think about stuff and write better. Not like I'm some scholar, but look, for a guy like me, I'm just some guy, some fat guy playing video games. I gotta put a lot of mental willpower into stuff when I write, and I still mess up. Thank you, Soul. Appreciate it. So, I wish, you know, look, I'm a very humble man. I wish I was big enough, Soul, so that you could just upload clips from my channel, because this is a deal I would cut. If I was like a big streamer, I would try to engross you guys into helping the stream grow in a particular way, but also get paid. Like, but not paid directly. Like, what I'm trying to say is, I wish I was big enough to where you could take clips of my channel, and you don't have to give me anything. Just link them to my socials. But then you can keep anything it generates. But I'm not nearly big enough for that to be a thing. You're cool just vibing, I understand. There's parts of me that, like, of course I want to, like... It's a weird effect where, the more people you have, the more, like, energy I think you have, and, like, it's kind of like a snowball effect. But this is nice too. And what I'm referencing is like when I did Magic the Gathering, I was pretty much only a streamer. And you know, for those streams I had like 50, 60, sometimes 100 people. It was nice. What am I doing? So we beat Sabrina. I think we just go north. This song is good. What is this? Toad's Turnpike, Mario 64. God, the N64 had good music, huh? I've been wanting to get into Magic. I even got 40k Necron, Final Fantasy 14, Yasholta Commander decks too. Never played it for the life of me. The Necron deck is very good. I have it behind me. Can I recommend get into Magic, but buy proxy cards. Play casually. Don't get swept up in investing and trying to make it that like or like I don't know. I would just stay away from like getting into Magic that hardcore other than casual Commander. If you just want to play Commander, great. Just believe me. Return of Ravnica, yeah. They've taken everything from me. I can't even play Cube on Arena anymore because they charge you $10 to play Cube, which is a phantom format, meaning you don't get to keep the cards. For a digital product, by the way. And that's all I used to play on Arena was Cube, you know, because it was like $4 or $5 an entry, and you only had to win 2 games to get your money back to keep playing. And that was great. Now, you lose money unless you go 3-0, which, by the way, guys, the average, like, professional Magic player, their win rate is, like, 55% or 60%. So to just be like, yeah, you got to give us $10 to buy a digital product that, by the way, you do not get to keep. And you have to win 3 matches out of those in order to recoup your money just to play more. I mean, it's just... GoldenEye pause music, yeah. I love the memes talking about that. Like, there was one guy who was like, okay, so, it was like pretending he was in the process of making the game, and a guy comes in, he's like, hey, we just need some pause music. Doesn't have to be, you know, too crazy. And then the guy creates the pause music, and they're just like, oh my god. I really got that because I'm a Final Fantasy Warhammer crack addict. Yeah, I understand. I mean, they're targeting people like you intentionally. Magic has turned into, like, shamelessly trying to just grab people from different things to bring them in to play Magic. But the thing is, I kind of predict that, I don't think that's sustainable, because I think you could lure people in by other franchises that they like, but then when they get there, if they notice that it's just turned into, like, every IP is this IP, that's not really unique anymore, I don't think. know, maybe I'm wrong. Magic has definitely grown and they've been very profitable. So, what do I know? But for some reason I have a feeling that the longevity of the product is gonna, like, severely decline. Won't that just alienate longtime players as well? Yes, I am one of the longtime players who feels alienated. I mean, I remember. I mean, the first time they did it was The Walking Dead, and I was just like, that's not even like something like Lord of the Rings fits great. You know, they did Walking Dead, and I was like, what? And everybody thought it was just going to be a one-time thing, and nope, that was strategy. And now it's like, I love the memes of like, I use my Ninja Turtle to attack your NASCAR. It's like Magic in 2026. It's what it is, though. So you're alienating longtime players, and I think that people who get into it because they like something else, like say they like, for example, Soul says they like Final Fantasy. I don't know if Soul is gonna like dive into Magic fully, because if you don't keep making Final Fantasy cards, because I think their perspective is like, well, we just have to get them addicted to the crack, but we'll give them crack that has a logo of a thing they like, Is there going to be longevity in the new player base, or are they going to be fair weather? You haven't heard that franchise a long time. I hadn't either, but apparently my roommate, she's watched like everything, and I was like, that show's still going? She's like, oh yeah. I was like, oh. I have heard through like secondhand people who have seen it is like pretty much they don't even talk about like zombies or walkers anymore. It's like they're just like there. It's about all this other stuff. I don't think I talked about it too much yesterday, but has anybody been watching Fallout? I gave that fucking show an honest try, and I'm really starting to think it sucks. I keep doing this thing where I'm like, well, there's 4 episodes left, so we'll see. But I'm like, I'm slowly coming to, I'm like, I think it might just suck. And everything they've done could have been so much. So the stuff they added doesn't make sense. The lore from New Vegas, they're like completely ruining it, or like going in a direction where it's like, yeah, it's new lore, but like it just sucks new lore. Yeah, so my girlfriend, I don't know if you guys have seen the Eugenia videos where she plays, we talk about how she plays like Fallout 3 for the first time, New Vegas. She like knows the franchise now, and she was like, by the way, spoilers for Fallout episode 4, or the second season in general. Okay, I'm going to talk about spoilers. So, here I go. She texts me and she's like, this is how quickly she's learned the franchise. She goes, wait, why is there a Deathclaw in pre-war? And I was like, I don't know. And she's like, that doesn't make any sense. I'm like, I know. I said, there could be an explanation later on in the season, and that's why I'm like on the fence. I'm like, okay, if all the explanations for this is good, right, I guess it's good, right? But if not, I'm like, oh, this just sucks. It became a show, soap opera rather than a zombie show. Wait, is the old man still here? He's not. Damn it. Hot take, I thought the showrunners I don't know anything about Walking Dead. Can't really speak on it. I liked that first season though. I think I watched it when it had first come out. Another great song. What is this? Hoopa Cup Mario Golf. Come on. So dumb. Ooh, Quagsire. So Fallout Season 2 is a bit rough as a fan of the series. Never played the games, but enjoyed Season 1 and the first episode of Season 2 well enough. I don't care about being spoiled. Still enjoying the Fallout show. I do have some issues with it, but still hilarious and badass when it can be. Yeah, I'm not... I guess I'm not making like a... I did see one of like a big channel like is totally outraged by certain things. There were some things they said that was like I agreed with, and then other things I'm like, they're okay. This is so nitpicky. Some things that I don't appreciate is like the depiction of like Crit Nerd says he's never played the games. Yeah, that's gonna be the thing you have to battle with is like the lore and the base fan base versus, you know, if you're just coming in having never played the games, it might be some certain things might not be distracting at all. Like, to a person who's never played New Vegas, they must look at Caesar's Legion and be like, what? These dorks? You know what I mean? They're not intimidated by them at all, you know? Like, and then just to see, like, it's not exactly against lore that Caesar's Legion would have descended into, like, a civil war and, like, broken apart, because they say that in the game if Caesar dies. Like, if you have a Legion ending with Caesar dies, it says that basically, like, yeah, they took over the strip, but, like, it slowly crumbled, you know? It's just that the depiction of them after the crumble is strange, and I don't really understand, like, certain things. Like, for example, when the ghoul tells them, like, oh yeah, I found the remnants of the NCR. They're in the middle of a civil war where their camps are directly next to each other, and they're actively like fighting this like battle with each other. But when they find out that there's 2 NCR troops holed up in like the middle of the desert, they're about to go on like a raiding party to get them. It's like, in effect, the NCR is dead, right? In effect. Why would they care about that right now? They keep doing this thing where they put the fan service front and center instead of a wink nod, yeah. Like, okay, episode what? Episode 1 or 2 when they play Big Iron? Cool. Got it. After that, I don't need, like, the slap you in the face fan service. Media criticism is nitpicky nowadays, and those nitpicks are seen as glaring flaws rather than actual criticism. Yeah, like, I don't know, it's hard because, like, I'm sure people could find things that I've complained about and call it nitpicks, but I think a red flag for me is when, like, a channel, that's all they do. And then it's like, okay, are these really, like, these things that bother you? Or are you, like, really trying to find things? And by the way, I'm saying this as somebody who's also doesn't like Season 2 very much so far. But even I have limits where I'm like, okay, for example, this YouTuber is like, they were talking about when they bring the bomb into Shady Sands, and it was like, oh, what? So you could just walk into a town without like a whole army defending the caravan so that you can sell your products and your goods? It's like, I don't know, in this series I've seen plenty of times where, like, a trader, you know, as long as like a certain area is relatively safe, a trader could travel from one place to the next and be fine. And at the time that Shady Sands blew up, it seems like the NCR is relatively in good shape. I mean, you see them and, like, everything looks great. So it's like, you could argue the roads were clear, you know? And it was little things like that where it was just like, oh, this is... Or like how Eon Kane said a wink and a nod. They were complaining that, like, the guy who had the chip on the back of his neck was saying, you know, the Mojave almost makes you wish for a nuclear winter. That, I think, is subtle and funny. Great fan service, but also isn't, like, overwhelming. But he was like, this is... Oh, yeah, remember, guys? Remember? They this is so dumb. And I'm like, okay, that one is fine. What's up, Jazz? Lance went, good. It came down to my last Pokemon, I believe. I think it was, like, Volti who killed his Charizard with the Thunder. Oh, I hate the depiction of the Brotherhood too. Like, the Brotherhood is just a bunch of like dumb jocks, and I'm like, what? They seem utterly disrespectful of pre-war technology too, which is like, okay, that's another layer of like, that's the opposite of how they usually behave. Lance was a revive battle. Yeah, I mean, I use revives. Sue me. Livid exposed. I'm not as good as Pichao. It's roughly the same case with me and DMC anime. I despise that damn show. In defense of the Brotherhood, they're a group of dumbasses. Are they, though? Like, which reference are we talking about? Pete Hines Ghost Riding Season 2. I don't really think when I think of the Fallout 3 Brotherhood, I don't really think they're dumb. Same with, like, even the Outcasts is, like, I understand why they're revolting. This specific chapter? No. What do you mean specific chapter? All of them seem fucking dumb. There's, like, when they get in the... didn't you say you only saw one episode, I think? Was it you, or maybe it was Crit? All of the chapters in that area seem like dumbasses. That's what I mean, is, like, oh, so all of them are a bunch of dumb jocks? Now, if it was just one chapter who is, like, turned to, like, dumb jock behavior, I agree. Like, I'm fine with different chapters having different cultures, but, like, in general, it seems like they're all kind of, like, dumb and misguided, and I don't understand, and... It was season 1 when they held the Knights of the Round Table turn into Blue Mountain State with armor. Right. The thing I thought was interesting, like, when they... With one of them, they said, I don't do all that religious shit. Okay, I like that, like, one of them can be, like, religious, one of them could be this and that. It's like... But what they all share, which I've never seen in the games to this extent, is they all share, like, a jockey, like, dumb... They're just complete idiots. I'm like, a bunch of complete idiots can't control all this technology and have a functioning... Like, from top to bottom, all of them are dumb. I'm trying to figure out, like, why are they trying to depict them like that? What's up, Wes? You think Todd Howard's influencing that part? I did see somebody saying that Todd... it was joking that Todd is actively working against this season because he wants to bury New Vegas because he resents it. I don't think that's... I don't think that's entirely implausible, is what I'll say. I can see it. Because guys, it kind of does seem like it's like, oh, all those things that you like about New Vegas, it actually fucking sucks. Kind of feels like that. Brotherhood has always been flawed. I'm okay with that. And you could say all the factions in the game have always been flawed. You don't agree that there's like a one-track kind of feeling to the Brotherhood in this show, and that all the chapters have this like... I don't even know what you'd call it. I know I'm overusing it, but it's like they're all jocks. I'm like, I never seen them like this, and it's multiple chapters are kind of acting the same way. Congrats, Wes. Happy birthday. Budokai 3 and Tekken 3. What if Jonathan Nolan hates New Vegas? Well, I do notice that when he talks about he himself playing Fallout, he does love Fallout 3, which is like, and I don't know if that's a loyalty to Todd or if that's genuine. And he might be one of the types that, because there's types that they kind of put a line in the sand at what games they like, and they think that any other of the Fallout games suck. I don't want to straw man an argument, because I also think it's possible that like you genuinely can like love this Fallout game but think this one is like bad. But some kind of get really factionalized. So when I've heard Jonathan Nolan in interviews, he pretty much, as far as his own personal experience, just talks about Fallout 3. So I don't know. Maybe he has a complex about New Vegas. I'm getting the impression that like, and I don't think I'm too far off, I get the impression that they like watched YouTube videos on New Vegas and they wrote a script after it. Because I'm like, did you really understand how the Legion acted or how Vegas was set up? Because like, again, we have to watch these next few episodes. And the Ghoul was kind of hinting at things too, because the Ghoul was saying like, hey, let's go to Freeside so we can get more information about what the hell's going on here. Because the Ghoul is obviously confused. I don't know how long it's been since he's been in New Vegas, but he was confused because I'm assuming or presuming that he witnessed it near, during, or just a little bit after the events of New Vegas, because he's just as confused as the audience is. So what I'm hoping is we get a lot of like exposition about what the hell has been going on, like what happened to the Legion, why is New Vegas completely like overran, the Securitrons are all fucked up, it's overran, there's a Deathclaw on the strip across from the Lucky 38. I mean, this is crazy stuff, but I don't know why any of it's happening. And then I also find I'm really going to be interested in what are they doing with Mr. House, because it seems super convoluted, and I don't know that it needs to be. Like, so what? He has a doppelganger. It's his brother. I don't what? Why couldn't we have just had like a? Because Mr. House before the war, because he's like modeled after what's his name? Howard Hughes. I don't really get the indication that House was like a secretive figure. And in the games, he made it sound like he lived a public life and stuff, and he turned reclusive over time. But the people knew what he looked like in real life, you know what I mean? But now it's like, oh, they never actually knew who I really was. I was hiding in the shadows, and I had a doppelganger the whole time. I'm like, what are we doing? Why does that? Wes, it's hard to tell, because I think a lot of people thought that they didn't really pick an ending. They tried to go with like some like very neutral angle, but now it's hard to tell right now, to be honest with you. Get up there. I think next episode we're gonna find out a lot about that. They're not answering which faction won. I don't know that it's smart. I almost prefer at this point if it... if there was just a decision made. Because, like, I'm a different... I know what dilemma they're in. They're going to have some people saying, like, well, that's not the ending I would have had. It's like, what do you want? Everything is possible all the time. That feels like really, like, too safe of writing. You know what I mean? Like, I don't get personally attached to the endings very much. Like, I like them, you know? But I've never been, like, I'm fine if they... Because, like, Knights of the Old Republic, there's canon endings to those, right? When it usually has to do with, like, the good ending is the canon ending, right? I've never seen, like, a groundswell of fans being like, you know, the great flaw of Coder is that not all canon endings could be possible in the sequel. Like, I've never heard that. Overall, how is season 2 so far, good or poop? It's still too early to say. Right now, I'm very sussed, and I'm worried that it might suck. But I can't give a verdict yet, because if they explain everything in the subsequent episodes, and it is satisfying, then cool. Okay, Chansey's a 1% encounter. I liked season 1 too. That's why I was excited. I went into season 2 like amped. I'd say it started last week. After last week, I've been like, I wasn't really blown away about the introduction to the Legion, and because they're not really explaining anything, it's hard to gauge whether like there's a reason why they're kind of like splintered, and I guess you can infer from Caesar being dead, but that's also, I guess there's like some disappointment in that, and just the way he's just like a clump on a mound. Because even then, it's like I still feel like he should be a revered figure or something like that. Okay, Eon is explaining it better than I can. I agree. The slow burn isn't satisfying me, and it's not been a good burn. And I'm getting more and more worried that, like, because you know, I think we're halfway through the season now. It's like I'm getting to the point where I'm like, oh, is this a lot of this just not going to get explained, and the explanations I do get are not going to be good or satisfying? Hank on screen, yeah. The Hank stuff I'm confused about too. They might be doing like a MacGuffin with implying that he's talking to House, but not really. But also Hank is like revolting against Vault-Tec, but he's in a Vault-Tec vault, and he's like trying to pursue the mission of the. I don't know. At least her brother is doing things. Yeah, I mean, 3 minutes every episode. Some of the set design has also been hard to buy recently, like specifically with whatever his name is, Hank's son. When they're out in the street, like picking apart, like and eating the groceries, everything on that street looked so clean and like yeah, they put an aesthetic of like post-apocalyptic whatever, but it looked so clean and neat. It looked so much like a set. Agree with that. Caesar can't be an afterthought, and it feels like he is. The only reason why they care on the show about Caesar right now is because apparently he had his like successor in a piece of paper, but it's like the piece of paper is like floating right there. It's like, hold on, are you saying how long has Caesar been dead? Are you saying that his body and that piece of paper have been sitting there for years? Nobody's been able to get it? Not even with like a stick? Because if you see what we're talking about in the show, it's like their camps are literally like right next to each other, and he's just on a tiny little mound in between them. I guess there's a website where Bethesda has been teasing. There's been doing some kind of countdown. And I guess it's... Oh, there we go. Okay, we're using my Master Ball. I don't need it for anything else. Let's look at Aroy. Wing attack, agility, bite, supersonic. Speed and attack are great. It's gonna have Hank's name on the piece of paper? Interesting. I wonder how I feel about that. I guess you could say Hank met up with them at some point. Maybe Caesar liked him. I think because they have been doing a lot of historical references, I think it's going to say something like when Alexander died and he said, they were asking him like, Like, who's in charge? And he said, to the strongest. It's probably gonna say something like that. That's my prediction. I want to see like when Aerodactyl learns things. Alright, so Aerodactyl learns Ancient Power at level 29. I've already taught Earthquake to Muscle. It's gonna learn Takedown at 43, Hyper Beam at 50. Interesting. Master Ball and Chansey, Master Ball and Tauros. There was a moment where a Necron leader died and he had no clear successor, full on civil war on the seat. Imhotep wakes up, calls everyone dipshits, and takes the throne himself. The scene with the Legion members reminds me a lot of the moment that gave me one of my favorite characters of 40k people see a free seat. It's not that I have an issue with like a succession crisis, and that's actually lore friendly. Like, they tell you in New Vegas during one of the endings that like without Kaisar, the Legion kind of falls apart. So if you do a Legion ending but Caesar died during it, that's kind of what they say is like the Legion's about to fall apart. That's not the part I'm like miffed about. I guess it's just the rest of their depiction, or even the situation that you're giving me. Okay, so you've made a new situation for them, and you're giving me like what I said earlier about they're gonna go on this big raid to go kill the last two members of the NCR, and now that you may think that makes sense, but actually, Caesar's Legion always said that like they want like worthy opponents, right? Two like old NCR people like hold up in a random little part of the desert doesn't really seem like the priority when they're dealing with the other half of their like of the Legion not obeying them. I don't know. And the fact that they don't just like take the ghoul prisoner and torture him till he tells them where they are anyway, like why would they? They're gonna trade Lucy just for some information. Fellas, I'm a little tired, so I'm gonna call it here. But I might be on later tonight, and we'll I might finish off stream, if I'm being honest. We'll see. But I enjoyed your guys' time. I hope you had fun, and I'll see you